This is Rose's, and she's got a little clay that she's sitting here and accompanying me and keeping me company while I sculpt. I'm rolling out clay, and I'm making fringe for the legging of the shirt. I mean the pants leg. And you can see here how I've already done a little bit of it. And I always start from the bottom and work up to towards the top, because you want the stuff laying on top of the fringe below, and the only way you can do that is by starting from the bottom and working up. So I'm going to get this rolled out here if I can. I'm going to try to do this one-handed because it's hard to do this and talk at the same time. I'm just using my ink roller from the local hobby store. Now I've made these fringe a certain length, and I'm going to try to keep them all the same length, so I want to mark off the length on my clay. And so now I just cut it. And what I did was, I don't have my X-Acto knife really, but I'll tell you, I found this knife at a grocery store, and it's a carbon steel blade with Teflon on the blade, and I'll tell you, I love it because the clay refuses to stick to it. I can just cut so easily. Gotta anchor it just a little bit better. And I just cut the clay as I would a piece of leather. And I'm not worried about how thick these fringes are, because you got to still cast it, and if you make them too thin, it makes it hard for the foundry to cast them. And then I take the leather fringe and I put it up along the seam that I've drawn on the pants leg, and I just form it like fringe. Just break it apart and twist it. It's hard to do it one hand, but I think you get the idea of what I'm talking about. Alright, I'm going to turn off the camera now and get back to work. Well, just a brief update. This shows you how far I've come with the fringe. And now what I'm going to do is do beadwork. And I do pretty much the same thing. I roll out the clay and flatten it. And then I make the beadwork down the, or inscribe the beadwork on a piece of clay. Can we see your wolf or your coyote? I think she's doing a great job for just using her fingers. Don't you like it?
Nope.
You don't like it?
But I'm getting there.
Alright. Well, we'll come back and see how she comes out on that. Okay, I'm going to be interviewed on a radio program in about another 15 minutes, so haven't got much more time to work, but I'm just going to show you how I make the rows of beads, and I'm using a comb. And what I do is I take on the flattened clay this comb, and I just drag it along, and it automatically gives me the rows of beads right down. And then I just have to cut and trim and then highlight the beads. Alright, I've laid the beadwork on his legging and formed it to the wrinkles and all that stuff. Now I'm going to go with a tool, and let me pull in real quick. And so what I'm doing is basically just going down each row that I've made with the comb, and I'm making rows of beads with the end of this fondue stick. Roses is my camera woman right now. Just basically that, and I'll just do that all the way up and down the leg, and I'll come back when I get to that point where I can show a little bit more. This is Paula, and she's just putting some fringe on here. Go ahead and finish putting the fringe on. Just go ahead and form it a little bit. She made that fringe. She cut it out herself with her with my trusty knife, and she's just showing how easy it is to do this sort of thing. Paula, you did a great job. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Feeling of how much steel is in the train out.
That's my friend Cedar, formerly known as Sandy Pavel. She does photography. I bought that print of hers of the island out there in Emerald Bay, and she's here visiting. Yeah, she's famous. Anyway, I wanted to show you what I've done. The piece is basically done. And I've got the fringe on the legs, as you can see. And the beadwork, I've still got to do the inscribing on the beadwork, and then it'll be done. But the fringe on the leg really turned out great. I raised his head up so you can actually see his headdress a little bit better. And let me turn it around here and show you just a little bit more. All right, that's going to be it on this piece for now, and I'm maybe starting something new tomorrow, so I don't know. So until tomorrow, have a great day.